Shri Sukhendu Sekhar Roy.
Thank you, sir. Sir, with the imposition of President's rule in Uttarakhand, it became the 115th instance since 1950. And all the states excepting Chhattisgarh and Telangana had to face President's rule at least for once. And according to the latest Home Ministry figures made available through RTI application, UP leads the chart. In UP, President's rule was imposed for 10 times, followed by Bihar with 9 times, Kerala, Manipur, Odisha and Punjab with 8 times. Out of 115 times, Congress and Congress-led coalition imposed President's rule for 84 times. 84 times. That is 73% of the total number of such instances, and the BJP or BJP-led government imposed President's rule for 7 times. And interestingly, the Janata Party government, the BJP's erstwhile outfit, the Bharatiya Janata, merged with the Janata Party. It was in power during 1970 to 17, only 2 years. In 2 years' time, they imposed President's rule for 16 times on some flimsy and unprecedented grounds. Sir, all of us know that the makers of our Constitution, they actually to some extent followed Article 4, Section 4 of the American Constitution while incorporating Article 355 and 356 in our Constitution. Now, sir, that was the background was that in 1861, when Abraham Lincoln was the President of the United States, he had to face some internal disturbances on the issue of slavery, and when the South wanted to secede from the Union, and that is why he wanted some sweeping powers to checkmate the situation, to arrest the situation, and this is how Article 4, Section 4 in the American Constitution came into being. But our Article 355 and 356 is also patterned on the Section 93 of the Government of India Act 1935, the only exception being that under the Government of India Act, it was the Governor or the Governor General. Now the powers are vested with the President of India. Sir, now the Chairman of the Draft Committee of our Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, what he said, only 2 lines I want to quote, because there is paucity of time, I know. Because the way we are discussing today, much more learned people, compared to them, we are pygmies. They also, they express their concern over the inclusion or incorporation of Article 355 and 356. And sharing their concern, Dr. Ambedkar said, and I quote, "In fact, I share the sentiments that such articles will never be called into operation and they would remain a dead letter. If at all they are brought into operation, I hope the President, who is endowed with these powers, will take proper precautions before actually suspending the administration of the provinces," unquote. Sir, but हम लोग डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर का जो चेतावनी थे वो भूल गए. We have not learned from the lessons of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Sir, in spite of the 9-judge Constitution bench judgment of the Supreme Court in S.R. Bombay case, no government at the center, they had abided by the ruling of the Supreme Court, and this is how the present government has burned their fingers in the case of Arunachal and Uttarakhand. Sir, insofar as the role of the governors is concerned, because the discussion is 2-part. One is Article 356 and the other the role of the governors. So far the role of the governors is concerned, it seems that some of them act as agents or agent provocators of the ruling party at the center against some states. Sir, recent happenings in Arunachal and Uttarakhand have proved this once again. Sir, now, एक राज्यपाल, महामहिम राज्यपाल, जबकि वो कोई राज्य में मुख्यमंत्री थे और एक धर्मीय ढांचा को गिराया गया, वो अभी दूसरे कहीं गवर्नर हैं, उन्होंने हमारे नेशनल एंथम के खिलाफ पब्लिकली बोल दिया. Disgraceful remarks he made against our national anthem in a public function. I made a petition to the Honorable President. I preferred substantial motion here in this House Twice it was listed as no day yet motion in two sessions in quick succession, in the budget session and the winter session last. But the government ran away from the discussion. That motion was never taken up because I wanted to tell this August House that how a governor who has taken an oath under the Constitution can question our national anthem. They have gone to that extent also. How these people are appointed as governors. This is why my party said, All India Trinamool Congress demands that Article 157 of the Constitution, which deals with the appointment of the governor, must be reviewed, and more specific and broad criteria and/or eligibility and/or qualification must be provided in the matter of appointment of governors if we at all want that this institution should continue. Sir, to conclude, I would like to refer with your permission only one short point from a consultation paper on Article 356 of the Constitution by an advisory panel of National Commission to review the working of the Constitution. So it is a government document. And from the government document, I want to refer only one point, last point, and I will conclude. Quote, we therefore think it advisable to suggest that Article 356 be amended to provide for the following. There are so many suggestions. I am raising only one suggestion here now. Quote, whether the ministry in a state has lost the confidence of the Legislative Assembly or not should be decided only on the floor of the Assembly and nowhere else. If necessary, the central government should take necessary steps to enable the Legislative Assembly to meet and freely transact its business. The governors should not be allowed to dismiss the ministry so long as it enjoys the confidence of the House. Only where a chief minister of the ministry refuses to resign after his ministry is defeated on a motion of no confidence should the governor dismiss the state government, unquote. Therefore, even the ruling party at the center, they did not have any uncanny respect for the provisions of the Constitution or the spirit of the Constitution or what the constitutional makers, particularly B.R. Ambedkar, while drafting the Constitution, had given a warning that he should be treated as a dead letter. That dead letter is being alive for 115 times since 1950, and if we do not put a stop, it will continue for indefinite period. A time has come that this August House must decide on this issue whether ये तू मैं करने से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. कभी इधर खुशी कभी उधर गम, कभी इधर खुशी उधर गम, ये सिलसिला नहीं चलना चाहिए. इस पे थोड़ा स्टॉपेज एंड आना चाहिए. इसलिए मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ हमारे सभी ऑनरेबल मेंबर से इस गंभीर विषय को और भी चर्चा करें, विस्तार से चर्चा करें और इसको रिव्यू किया जाए whether Article 356 will be there or not, and whether the governors, who are essentially the agents and agent provocators of the ruling party of the center, should be appointed in the states to curb the democratically elected government's activities. It must come to an end. This is my humble submission to this August House on behalf of All India Trinamool Congress. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.